Hi, it's Pinky here with a booby tip for you. So many women are terrified that when their baby gets teeth, he's going to bite as he feeds. Now, normally, you try sucking out of a straw. You can't suck and bite at the same time, and neither can your baby. When he's actively sucking and feeding, he won't be biting. And also, as he drinks, his tongue's over his bottom teeth, he's drawing that nipple up, he shouldn't be biting. However, some babies do bite, and lots of babies do bite. They don't bite lots and lots, but not most mothers will tell you they have been bitten at some time, and most women get through this. It's not something that's going to go on and on and on, and we can prevent it, we can stop it. So looking at the reasons babies bite. And if your baby's unwell and he's got a blocked nose, he might bite to try and get a grip on the breast as it slips out of his mouth because his nose is blocked. So check those sort of things first. If your baby's well, there are some other strategies that you can start putting into practice. Another thing is if your baby's drowsy, he might start slipping down, and if his two little top teeth press into that boob and make it really sore, he might bite to grip on. If this is happening, what you actually do instead of removing your baby is push him closer. His little nose will be against your breast. He'll have to open his mouth wide to take another breath, and he'll latch on more deeply. That'll be sorted. Now, if your baby is teething and he starts to bite, at the beginning of a feed, offer him something cool to chew on beforehand, because he's probably trying to soothe his gums. So you can wet a clean face wash, pop it in the freezer in a Ziploc bag, and you can give it to him to chew on before you actually feed. A teether toy that you can perhaps put in the fridge, or perhaps some cold pieces of, if he's actually eating food, you could use a frozen bagel or cold piece of watermelon or some cool down, frozen banana slices, and just let him chew on those before he has a feed. Just a little bit of coolness to soothe those gums before he feeds. Some babies bite when they're distracted and they take a nipple with them if there's a loud noise or something like that. So if your baby seems to be easily distracted and bites to because they are distracted, try and breastfeed in a quiet space and give your baby your full attention as they breastfeed. Make eye contact, stroke your baby, encourage you to be gentle by talking quietly and say words like, gentle, gentle. And you can wear boobie beads to help your baby with distractions. I've got another little video about that. So bright coloured beads that are tactile. We've got boobie beads if you would like to check those out. Try not to react, because I know it's really hard the first time, because often it gives you such a shock because you've not been bitten before, you've not been anticipating biting. But, when you yelp, you can frighten a really sensitive baby, and sometimes these babies actually refuse the breast for a little while because they've been frightened. Other babies laugh and they think it's so much fun that they got this crazy reaction that they try it again. If your baby's doing that, you need to put the finger in her mouth, break the suction, take her off the breast and say, biting hurts. Just gently, don't yell at her or growl at her, just say biting hurts, no biting. And take her off for the breast. You can pop her on the floor for a few minutes if you want to. But it's okay to give your baby, because they're usually an older baby by then, give them the message that biting's not on if you want to feed. Watch your baby closely as they breastfeed though, and you'll get to know the cues that they've almost finished feeding, and they're more likely to bite towards the end of a feed. If they're really hungry, they'll be actively sucking, getting the milk, and then they start to fidget, or sucking slows down. You can actually remove them from the breast then, before they clamp down. Keep your finger ready to pop in that little one's mouth and remove them before they start to bite. And it might mean that your baby for a little while gets fewer comfort feeds, and think about times of the day. They might be quite relaxed at night time and feed beautifully if they're half asleep, and really if they start to slide off, you just have to push them on a little bit closer. But take notice of when biting happens, if it is happening, and remove your baby if that's what they're doing, and give them cool things to chew on too, because even the most devoted mother doesn't want to have a boobs bitten, do you? So there's some booby tips for you around biting babies.